If you're looking to build Boulder shoulders, you're gonna love these 12 exercises using minimal equipment, just body weight or dumbbells. Now I'm gonna teach you how to develop all three heads of the shoulders, anterior, lateral, and posterior. Plus, we're gonna fortify the rotator cuff and the scapula to bulletproof those shoulders. Now be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I also have at this channel such a great resource for building the upper body and your shoulders, my Bulletproof Shoulders series, plus Gunzilla, a 10 workout series, progressive in nature, ground zero to superhero to build an incredible upper body at home or anytime, anywhere. So be sure to check out these resources and enjoy these 12 exercises. Pick any one you want or put them all together for an amazing circuit. I know you'll dig it. Enjoy. The dumbbell muscle up is a lie detector test for your overall shoulder mobility and stability. What we're doing here is using light weights. I am slowly and smoothly combining an upright row, pulling it right to about the chest area there. I move into an external rotation and then I press all the way up into full extension. I like doing this from a tall kneel so I can really get my core involved and just get my hips directly underneath the shoulders, glutes clenched, abs engaged. And I would just repeat this for sets of 1 to 2 minutes or higher reps. I can also change the pathway in terms of I come up this way, exhale up. Take your time as you're doing it to just really feel every aspect of the exercise. And then I would inhale down and I can come also out to the side like this. That nice external rotation, mobility, come right back and then come all the way up. Now, the upright row, people say never do it, it's so bad for your shoulders. Typically, and studies show this, as long as you don't go higher than chest level, there's no problem there, but it's also people just go too heavy and they have no control over it. So again, light weights and just take the time. Feel any weak points in the shoulder. When you start to feel, pause for a second there, kind of own it, and then just be slow and intentional about the exercise. We're targeting all three heads of the shoulders, the traps, and you want to have nice and control movements as you do it, come right up and tight on the body. And in particular, that external rotation action, which in some circles they call the Cuban press, where you come up and go like this, but we're combining it into a full overhead movement. So again, it's just gonna help you with any upper body exercise, anytime you're going overhead, snatches, overhead presses, pull-ups, and most importantly, it will help bring up the aesthetics game too. All right, that's how people do reverse flies at the gyms I go to. Not a good look. This is targeting your rear deltoid. It's a very small muscle. Don't go heavy. In fact, the best way to do this exercise is to do it with a completely straight arm in light weights. I'm talking no heavier than 10s. I'd even recommend going 2.5 to 5 pound dumbbells in the beginning, or use a pair of soup cans. And we're gonna do this from a hip hinge position, so it actually works the whole backside of your body. I like to have a tabletop, a bench, something that can rest my head for a little stability and support. I actually can maximize the contraction. And I like to use all three grips. So the underhand grip, totally straight arm, all right? I'm going to exhale up, inhale back down. The underhand grip gets more of the mid to lower trap. It's the hardest grip. We start there. Really challenges your mobility of external rotation. Then we go to our overhand grip, which really lasers into the rear delt itself. Final grip, strongest grip, palms facing, which gets a little lateral delt contribution, but still hits that rear delt in a big way. And again, extra stability and support. I can stay in the movement longer without stressing my lower back too much. I can do this in free space to increase the challenge. And if you really want to get more mobility through the hips and hamstrings and also calf, ankle, you can elevate the toes on a pair of slant boards. But this is a great exercise if done properly, which means straight arm, light weight. Small muscles need light weight. Save the big weights for your rows, your presses, those types of drills. Enjoy. In a regular push-up, the hands are right underneath the shoulders. In a pseudo planche push-up, we try to do is walk the feet as far forward as we can, even getting onto the toes a bit. And we do it like this. And what that does, it shifts more of the stress to the shoulders. Now, it can be very tough from a wrist mobility standpoint. It also can be tough on some people's shoulders, so you gotta build up to it. You wanna be able to do at least 10 to 20 regular push-ups before progressing to this exercise, but it's a way to take your body weight and increase the challenge progressively. There's more loading coming to the shoulders. So a couple workarounds. Number one, if you elevate the heels of the hands, it automatically puts you forward without having to have the wrist mobility needed to get into that position. So just by doing heel of hand elevated push-ups and trying to get forward, you're gonna get more of a shoulder workout out of your push-ups than you would more chest with the regular format. Now, if you wanna really increase the wrist mobility demands here, you go fingers elevated. And this will really challenge you, particularly at the bottom. And you gotta fight to keep that heel of the hand on that slant board, but it'll bulletproof your wrists in a real way. The ultimate workaround is going push-up handles or parallel bars. That neutral hammer grip just puts your wrists, shoulders in a really joint-friendly position, but again, you don't get the wrist mobility benefits. So add this into your repertoire. What you can do is you can do as many of the planche reps as you can, and then you can also back off into that normal angle to extend the time of your tension and get crazy pumps with just your body weight. The flying pullover with light weight is an awesome exercise for just overall shoulder mobility and stability. Now, we go from this position here where I want you to kind of get more of an abdominal crunch and kind of scoop the weights up. Keep the arms as straight as you can here. Get the chest and abs going. I come out to the side and I want to let those weights drop as much as I can, keeping the arms straight without feeling any sort of shoulder discomfort or pain as I move into the fly to really stretch my lats and improve my overhead arm mobility here. So I'm getting a stretch focus here and coming back, and I want to get a contraction focus here. So we're going to inhale out. Exhale back. And again, going really light and intentional. Take your time. Out around here is where you might start to feel that instability, or you may not trust your shoulders as much. So you go really slow. What we're trying to do is find any areas in the range of motion where you don't have a lot of confidence, and we're gonna apply tension and add stability to the joint at this exact angle. So again, that full sweep, it'll stretch, but for longer work periods, let's say 90 to 120 seconds plus, you get a serious pump going as well. But lightweight, mobility and stability focus here. You go too heavy, that's where the shoulder strain can happen. You can use a stability ball, a big med ball. You can do it on the floor too, but it won't allow you to get as much range of motion as you would if you use the ball, all right? Or a bench. Enjoy. The Pseudo front lever is the ultimate test of your straight arm scapular strength. It's gonna really help build your mid-load traps, just pull your shoulders down and back, and it's the key to doing incredible pull-up feats. Now, you can get this done two ways. We're gonna go with a wide grip to really emphasize the scapular muscles, and the underhand grip is gonna give you more of a mobility emphasis. The overhand grip gives you more of a stability emphasis. So you're gonna feel stronger here, but you're gonna feel more of a stretch here. This you'll feel weaker, but it doesn't stretch your muscles as much because you're overhand. So this winds your hands and shoulders up into external rotation. And what I'm gonna do here is block the feet together, squeeze the legs together. They're bent at 90 degrees. I'm gonna try to get as far forward as I can to maximize that stretch. And then I'm gonna take a big exhale. Get back as far as I can, keeping the arms straight. Pause for a count or two. Lower back down, stretch. And repeat. Try to just really arc back and pull down, and don't let the elbow bend. Now, it might just be a centimeter, an inch initially. The goal is to keep building the range of motion as you go, and the more you can hold isometrically, that ending position, the better. That's where you really build that true strength and ownership. And if you don't have that, you can also just modify by just doing shrugs, where it's more vertically based. All right, that's where we start on these. Exhale up. Inhale down, but obviously that is next level for you to really get the contraction in that upper mid back, or you can just do hangs if needed, or back off to hangs if you can't only do X number of the pseudo planche reps, all right? Enjoy this exercise, and remember this, the stronger you are in straight arm work, the stronger you'll be on double arm work without the shoulder pain. The best exercise for the lateral delt is the lateral raise. Now, a couple tips to get the most out of this exercise. One, you want to focus on proper breathing, right? Exhale up, inhale down. Two, go light and keep the arm completely straight, all right? This is a small muscle, small weights get the job done, especially when there's a mind-muscle connection, focus, and extended time under tension or higher reps. I also love to, at the top, add a slight pinky up to maximize the lateral delt contraction. So these three things will help you get the most, blow up those lateral delts without the shoulder pain, and shape those shoulders, make that waist look smaller, especially when you have the slabs of muscle to the outside that lateral head. It does add a nice little sculpting or superhero width to your aesthetics game, if that's important to you. Maybe it is. The chest dip is an advanced upper body and core exercise. Make sure you can do at least 10 perfect regular dips before entering into the fray on this one. But what it does, it takes that vertical path and we finish in a horizontal path, which makes your chest work harder. I almost kind of think of it like an airborne push-up, because you finish in a horizontal push-up position and come back to the dip position at the top. But it's very challenging for the core, because to do it properly, you have to get a really good knee tuck to get the hip flexors and abs going. So start with the feet blocked together, bend them, and then do the tuck. I'm gonna inhale down. As I transfer into that push-up position, exhale back up, and think about sitting back into that rep. Inhale down, exhale up. And you get so good at this eventually that you might be able to do some push-ups in that position too. So, tough exercise. If you can't do many reps, you can always back up into normal dips, or eventually, self-assisted dips to stay in motion and extend the time under tension. But this drill really makes your body weight feel like heavyweight. The Arnold Press was developed by the GOAT of bodybuilding himself to work all three heads of the shoulders, front, side, and rear, due to the unique rotational action of the movement. Now here's some tips that I use to get the most out of this exercise. One, the straddle position. I want to maximize the stretch of my groin or adductors and my hamstrings. It also keeps my form more strict and gets my core more involved, but it really helps with my body positioning. I want to get my pelvis directly underneath my shoulders to get full extension on the exercise. I'm going to exhale up, inhale down. I also like to get as deep of a stretch as I can at the bottom of the exercise, kind of like bringing it really close to the chest and getting the chest up. And one thing we do too, it's good to do full range of motion movements. You want to get constant tension on it, take the triceps out of the movement, just come right up to the head and back. And now it's all delts. So you can mix and match, but I love that deep stretch. And this exercise is so important to deltoid development. Cut the weight in half, get into a straddle position, and focus on form and range of motion. Use a mirror if you have to, but one thing that helps a lot, close your eyes and you'll really feel the importance of getting that pelvis right underneath your body so that you get here without hyperextending the lower back. The row hits your back from a horizontal angle, where the pull-up hits your back from a vertical angle, and the row to pull-up hits both and every angle in between. Check out this movement right here. So what I do is I exhale up, and then I sit back into a pull-up, all right? I'm gonna inhale back to return. All right, one more time. Hold it, own it. All right, so the big focus here is in that row position, I'm just sitting back into that vertical pull position, and then I come back into the bridge, and then I lower back down. This is such a great exercise for those that are building up to full range of motion hanging pull-ups, or people trying to get incredible back development, or those that want to do higher reps, extended time under tension for more of a muscle building focus, because pull-ups are super hard to do unassisted for high reps. This baby, you can stay in motion for 2+ minutes, get an incredible pump, and again, using just your body weight. So this might be the best back exercise you're not doing, but you will be doing it today. The front raise targets your front or interior delts. Now, you tend to get a lot of work here if you do presses or push-ups, but if you find yourself during presses and push-ups that your shoulders are a weak point, it makes sense to add in some additional front raise work, which will target that. Just go light and keep the arms completely straight. We're gonna exhale up, and you can come right to shoulder level. Sometimes I like to come an inch or two higher. Go wherever you feel like you can get the best contraction in the targeted muscle right here, okay? Inhale it down. I can go hammer grip. If you have a history of shoulder pain, you can go hammer grip or even go a little bit out to the side. But one of the reasons this exercise can hurt shoulders is people go really heavy, they swing, and they get this elbow bend going. It's just a lot of stress on the shoulder joint. When you go light weights, I'm using 10s, and this is plenty for me, especially for higher reps, or if I string this together with other shoulder movements, like a reverse fly, a lateral raise to a front raise, etc. This will help you really build up your front delts and own the movement. And isolation work isn't the only way, but in conjunction with multi-joint compound movements, it's the best way to get the most out of your muscles.